Hello guys. So in this video we're going to redesign this design that I got from Dribble from Youssef Ramchi. Youssef Ramchi. That's the name of the designer. So we're going to recreate this. We're going to use custom vectors for this illustration here. We can't get the original vectors, but we can get something that looks like this. So we're going to use it to recreate these three screens. Yeah, so we start by picking our frame. The frame is use the F key. Then I'll pick iPhone 13 and 14. So that's the frame I'm going to be using for this design. So so we're going to start with the first one. So I already got um, some illustrations. I downloaded some illustrations from Ondraw, no, from StorySet. StorySet. So if you go to storyset.com, you're able to download um the illustrations. So I downloaded with keywords like yoga. I used jogging, and I also used stretch. I think stretch. Yeah, the stretching exercise. Yeah. So I used those three keywords to get the illustrations. So I'm going to bring the illustrations into the page now. I just downloaded them, so I'm going to bring them into the page. First, second, okay. So let me delete this one. Yeah. So we're going to get rid of the background. We don't need the background. We just need the image of the human inside the illustration. So I'm going to hold my control button and make selection around. So why I'm doing that is because this is inside the frame. So if I hold my control button, I'll be able to make selections inside the frame without having to click to go inside the frame. I can just make selections from outside. But note that I'm not selecting this image, this the lady that is standing, I'm not selecting her with my images, with my selection. So I'm going to do the same thing from this side. Then I'm going to keep doing that until I can't go further. Then I'll now have to go into the illustration to delete the rest. So yes, so just like that. Then I'm going to select this and delete. So now we have the lady. So you can see that the box there, the frame that surrounding the lady is too big. So I'm going to use this button here, resize to fit. So that's the first one. You can see that it has fit the image inside. And I'll do the same for this other illustration here. Hold my control key. Note you must hold control key if you are doing this kind of selection. If you don't hold the control key, you might delete the entire illustration. So be careful and use hold your control key while you are making this selection. Okay, so now we'll go inside now. So I'm going to do the same to this lady here. Then I'll drag it to this side. Then I'll bring this. So you can see I mistakenly deleted the end. So I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to go into the illustration and make the selection. So I might be very fast, but if you feel I'm too fast, you can reduce the playback speed on the video with YouTube. So you don't have to worry about me going too fast. So one thing I noticed is but the skin tone of the three of them are different. So I want it to be a bit uniform. So I'm going to change the skin tone. I think I like this skin tone of this. I think I prefer this. So I'm going to copy this brown from the skin tone here. Then I'll replace it with the brown here. Then I'll also replace it with this one here. So we have three different illustration with the same skin tone. Then let's see the blue. I think this blue is a bit brighter than I would like. So let me change it. I think it's the same blue, but what I will do is this black. I'll get the black here. This black. Yes, the black for the trouser. I'll use it to replace this white. Yes, so I think it's better that way it's looking. Yes. Then I'll use the black to replace the black for the shorts. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I've done that. So we can proceed. So the first thing, the one that looks like the yoga meditation, then I'll bring it into the screen. Yeah. Please note that when I'm dragging an illustration, I'm not dragging it just like this. I'm dragging it from the name. So when you use the name to drag it, you are dragging the entire illustration. If not, you will leave it with the frame. You leave the frame behind and drag only the illustration, and you want to drag with the frame. So that's why you should drag with the name. So yeah, so this is for the first screen. So yeah, there's something behind this illustration that looks like a blob. Yeah, we can actually create it using the pen tool, or we can use like a random shape, but I think we should create it. So let me just increase the size of this a bit using the scale tool. I'll use the scale tool to increase the size a bit, just like that. Yes. I think it's too big. I think I'll make it a bit smaller, but just to confirm if it is too big or not, I'll click on this and use the preview to see. So once you preview your design, it will help you see how it looks like on an actual device. So yeah, that's the way it looks like. I don't think it's too big. I think it's okay. So let's try to get this shape now. So using the pen tool, I'll click on the pen tool. Then I'll start from here. Just note, I click, I come to the other angle, I click and hold to create a curve. So when you click and hold, you can create a curve. Then holding that curve, I can decide to create a new curve, but this is already a curve. So if it works for me for the blob I'm trying to create here now, let's say this thing fits on the lines straight like this, I can decide to go with this. But if I don't want to do it, I can also come here, click here once, click on that dot, that particular point once, then it will convert to an angle back. Then I'll click on that point and create a new curve again, just like this. Then I'll do the same like that. And I'll create this curve. Then here I don't have to break it back to an angle. I can just easily create the curve here. Then yeah, I think I can create the curve too. Yeah. Okay, so this is the issue with with not breaking. So I don't like the way the curve was creating. So I think I'll just break this one and turn and recreate the curve here. Then I'll break it again and recreate the curve here. Yeah, I think it's smoother like that. Then I'll break it again and recreate this curve here, just like this. Then I'll break it and join it to this and create a curve with it. Yes. So when I finish, I'm just going to click done. Then I'll round all the corners so that the angles will be smoother. Then I'm going to use a color from the main illustration that I used that I brought in earlier. So I'm going to re-import the one of the illustrations. I just need one of it. So why I'm re-importing is because I want to get this ash on the background. So I'll just use the color picker to pick it. So I will switch this to fill. Yeah, I'll fill it with black. Then I'll come and change the black with the eyedropper tool. Yes, I think this is good enough. Yeah, I think that's good enough. We can use that. We can go with that. So I will bring it to the back of the illustration, just like this. Yes. So so um, yeah, I think this looks good enough. We can go with this. So I'll just put this together with the illustration. Then I'll control alt. I'll add a selection, a frame selection. So I'll bring this to the center of the page, just like that. And I think we are almost done with the first screen. We're almost done with the first screen. Then for the text, I already copied the text, so I'll just be copying from my notepad. So paste. So for this text, the font size they used here, I don't really know the font size, but we can think of a font size that might look like that one. I can't really remember the name, but I think maybe let me see. There's a font that starts with C. I've forgotten the name actually. Okay, but if we can't get it, let's just use a font that I know. Let's use Quicksand. So Quicksand font yoga lessons. Yeah, Quicksand kind of looks a bit like it, but I don't think it's the font. So let's just use Quicksand like that. So we're going to reduce the tracking of the letters just like that to -2%. Then we place it at the center. Then I'll make a duplicate of this. Then I'll come to this place, copy the body text, paste it inside. So yeah, the body text is too big, so we'll reduce it to, I think 14 is going to be good enough. The 14 on a regular, not okay. We can use medium based on the design we're trying to copy. Then we centralize the text and we place it at the center too. So now I think this can go wider than this. So now before we proceed, let us create a grid system for mobile. So remember, for desktop you can use 12-point grid system, but for mobile we are just going to be using four four columns. We're going to be using 4 columns. Then the margin, now I like to use 24, and the gutter, yeah, the gutter can be 20. I think I'm okay with that. So what I will do is I will extend this to touch the edge, just like that. Yes, so I'm going to put this and this into a auto layout, or an auto layout. So I'll change the gap between the auto layout gap between items now. So I'll change it to 20. So I think 20 is good enough. Then we have these three dots. So for the three dots, let me turn off the grid. We're going to use a circle to create it, no, a rectangle actually, not a circle. We're going to use a rectangle just like this, a rectangle with rounded corners like this. So I'm going to reduce it a bit. Let's say 6 is good enough. 6 or let's say 8. So I'm going to make 3 duplicates, then I'll put 3 of them inside an auto layout. Then I'll give it a gap of let's say 4. Then I'll make the last 2. I'll give them the same width as the height. So I'll change it to 8 so that it will look like a rounded circle, a complete circle. So um so I'm going to give this one a dark color. So now before we proceed, let us pick the color that was used for the text here. So we have plain black here, but I'm going to come and pick this color here. Yeah. Then for the body text, this is just a gray text that was used. So let us change it. Let us change it to a gray text, just like this one. Yes, I think the gray text is actually too gray or a bit too light. So let us darken it a bit. So I've darkened it. So what I did here is, let me do it again. So the text was was kind of looking like white, going close to white. So I will hold shift here while selecting the whole numbers and figures here. I will hold shift and down so that it will reduce it. It will darken it a bit. So that's like a quick tip to easily make a color a bit darker than what it is. So yes, so I'm going to use this same color. I'm going to copy it and apply it to this. I'm going to apply it to this. Then yeah, I think we are good to go. We can leave this like this, or we can also go and pick the color. So we can say let's pick this color. Let's go. Yeah. So just like that. I think we should increase the height of this to like 10. Then reduce this to 10. Yeah. So just do whatever you see me do so that you will not get confused. So now we can move to, okay, let's change this color to this color. Let's change that that gray at the background. Okay, let's pick the color from the design. Let's pick it from the design like this. So yeah, I think that's good enough. So we are going to make a duplicate of this. We're going to make a duplicate of this here. So for the duplicate, I'm going to change this shape. So I'm going to draw this again with my pen tool. Then I'll start from, let's say I start from here. So I'm just going to be faster this time. I'm going to be faster. Okay, I'm done with that. Let me round the corners to have a smooth edge. Then so I'm going to pick this color again for this. Then I'll copy this, then I'll paste to replace. So I'm pasting to replace the first one here. The same thing I will do for this. I'll paste it to replace this illustration too. So as you can see, it's taller than what we want. So we are going to reduce the height a bit. I'm going to reduce it a bit, just like this. Yeah, I think I'm good to go. So For this to let us try to make it a bit bigger with the scale tool, just like that. So let's change the message here. The second message here is fitness lessons. So then the other description or the sub text. Yeah. So now this time around we are moving this. I'm not moving it. I'm just going to change this to look like this and this to look like this. So first of all, I will check the measurement. This is 20, width is 20, height is 10. This one, the height is 10 and the width is 10. So I'll first unlock this, then I'll change the width to 20. Then for this, I will change the width to 10. Then I'll pick this color. Then also for this, I'm going to pick this color. So please just take notes. I'm not changing the position of any of these things, because by the time we do the animation, the position matters, so that you will not see something moving where you don't want it to move. So I'm not changing the position. I'm just leaving them at the same position. So I'm going to make a third duplicate of this. Then now we're going to replace this. We can delete this. We don't need it again. We're going to replace the illustration with this. Yes, then I'm going to draw the blob again using the pen tool. So just as usual, I'm going to be faster on it. I'm not going to be explaining because I've already explained it. So for the pen tool, if you don't know, if you have not gotten how to use the pen tool, it's something you can learn. Just you can go to YouTube and find a way to learn it. Or if you want me to drop a tutorial, just put a comment there and let me know. I'll drop a tutorial on how to use the pen tool. So do this. Yes. So it's not going to be perfect because I'm obviously like trying to speed up things. So, but assuming I'm able to sit down properly, I'll be able to create the perfect shape. But we really don't need the perfect shape because even the shape itself is not perfect. So anyone we're able to create works. So yeah, for this one, I'm going to place it at the middle, just like that. So I think I'm going to make it a bit bigger using the scale tool. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, I think we are good to go. So let us preview the design. Yeah, so you can see if I use the arrow button to move to the right, yes, like that. So now I've created the 3 screens. So the next thing to do, okay, we've not done this. So let's change this to unlock this, change it to 20, change this to 10, pick up the color here, then pick up this one. Yes, so we've done that. So okay, there's something we are missing, the button here. So let us quickly get it using the plugin Iconify. So we run the plugin Iconify. So I'll just look for left arrow. Yes. So I'll keep going till I find the one I'm looking for. Okay, I think let's just use this. I think this is good enough. So I will bring this into the page just like this. Then I will right click and add a frame selection. Then after adding a frame selection, I will add auto layout like this. Then I will increase the size, the padding for the horizontal and vertical padding. I'll increase this to 10, 10, let's use 8, 8, 8. Yes, so I'm going to apply stroke. So I don't know the color of the stroke, but I'm just going to use this color for the stroke. So let's apply stroke. Then we are going to change this color. The color of the icon is black. We want to change it to the same color as the stroke. Then we'll round these corners just like that. So okay, the stroke looks a bit faint than the normal color. So let's say I think the stroke is this color. So let's pick the color for the stroke. Yeah, I think it looks good now. So open your turn on the grid. Then we are going to place this on the line of the grid. I'm going to place it on the line of the grid. And I will name this. I'll rename it to let me just call it back arrow. So it is important you rename it. So I'll copy and come here and paste. So notice that if I copy directly here and I select this frame and paste, it will paste it at the same position from where I copied it. That's because these frames have like similar attributes, right? So let's turn off the grid. Then we have the full design. Okay, we have something left. We need this arrow here. So we are going to draw this shape. This is a custom shape too. So it's not something you can get directly with a plugin. So we're just going to draw it. I'm going to draw it like this. So if you make a mistake, you can just use Control Z. You can easily undo any action, like basically any action in Figma. So Figma allows you to undo almost anything. Even a common selection, you can do it with the Control Z key. So just take notes. So you can see me, you must have seen me many times making mistake, and I'll just press Control Z, but I don't talk about it because it's never something that I do consciously. So that's the shape. Then I'll swap the stroke for the fill. Yes, just like this. Then I'll place it on the design right here, like this. I'll turn on the grid to make it touch the grid. So yes, another thing. Let us make sure. Let us make sure this thing is touching the grid here. So you can see that on the x-axis, that's the gap between here and this wall is 24. That's what you are seeing. So we are going to do the same for all of these other dots on the other screens, so that we have something uniform by the time we're going to animate. So I'll turn off the grid. Then I'll bring in this arrow. So I don't need to go and get a new arrow. I can just flip this arrow over. So I'll place it here on top of this, like this. Then I'll change the color of the arrow to white. Just F to change the color to white. Now I will select this and add apply frame selection. So frame selection helps me to place this in the middle of the page. Then I will flip horizontally like that. So let me round the corners of this one to have a smooth edge too. Yes, so let us get this color. Let's get this color. This is black. Black. Yeah, that's the color we need. Not that. Not that. We need this color. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I think we are good to go. So now let's proceed to now animate. We have successfully created the three screens that we have on the design. Well, what we are going to add is the touch of animation. So we want to animate it such that when you swipe with your thumb like this, it will change to the next image, and when you click back, it will change, it will go back to this. and when you swipe again, it will go to this next image. So that's what we want to do. So, and we also want this um, dot to move. So when you swipe from left to right, no, from right to left, the um the dot moves from the first dot to the middle, then to the last. So those are the three things we want to do. So now for animation, we switch to prototype. Then we click on this. We connect these two screens, right? But now the trigger for the animation is not tap. We want it to be on drag because you are going to drag this screen basically. But while we are using on drag, we want this thing to come in from the left, from the right to the left, just like this. You can see the way the animation is showing you an example here. And then one other thing, we want to turn on this button because it will allow it to animate matching layers. So remember when we use the same name for this, when I hover on it, you see that it's selecting it on this place. That means they have the same name. They are matching layers. So any layer that you hover and they are highlighting on the other screen, that means they are matching layers. So when you animate matching layers, it will make the animation to be smooth, although you don't have to do it in every case, but for the sake of this design, we are going to be using it. So now let's try, okay, let's do for this other one. So I'm going to copy this animation here. I'll copy it. I'm going to click on this frame, so the frame has like an animation. I'll copy, then I'll select this frame and paste, Ctrl V. So it's going to paste the animation on this page, but you can see that it's pointing back to this page. I just wanted to point to the next page, that's all. So it is still the same animation. So we want to also do that when you swipe back from left to right, it will go back the same way. Although we want this button to be able to do it, but we want to still, want to return the favor for each screen. So we are going to do this. I'm going to paste that animation using Ctrl V again. Remember I click like this, then I copy. Just when you click here, you can press Ctrl C, then it will copy, and when you paste it, you can press Ctrl V, then it will paste. Yeah, so when I'm returning the favor, I'm not going the left direction, I'm going the right direction now, so that when you swipe, it will come in like that. Then I'll do the same for this. Ctrl V. No, I'm going to do this one manually so that you not get confused. So I'm going to drag and put it there, then I'll put it on drag. Yes. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, one thing I want to change is for each of the animations, you can see that we have on drag. I can select both animations. Since they are the same, it's only the screen that they're connected to that is different. That's why you're seeing mixed. So I can change the type of animation to linear. So instead of ease out, I can change it to linear. So I'll do the same for this and change it to linear. Yeah. So now let's play this. So you can see that when I drag, it's going to move like this. Can you see? So the animation is still not very smooth because some layers are matching and they are not supposed to match. So like these text layers, they're not supposed to match. So what we will do is we will change the names so that they will not match. So let's change this text. Let's change to text one. We change this one to text 2. Then we change this one to text 3. Yes, so let's try it again. Let's see what happens now. Okay, we are still getting the same error. So this what happens when you are trying to create animation. You have to find a way to make it look very smooth. So you can see that for the buttons here, for these dots, they are working perfectly. You can see, but the only thing that is not working perfectly is the image and the and the dots. So we want to we want to um want to correct that. So what we do is we make sure that we turn off this animate matching layers. We turn it off. So we're going to turn that off. Yeah, so I'm going to click one by one to turn it off because I don't want it to animate matching layers again. I think because we use the animate matching layer, that's why we're having that kind of animation that is not smooth. So yeah, now you can see. I think it's better. So so better still, we can still make sure not to let these things work the way it's working. So another thing we can do is we can change the names of these frames too, so that we'll be able to use their matching and matching layers. So I can change this one to frame one. Let's change this one to frame two, or let's call this one. Let's select three of them. You can do batch edit for the name. So I'm going to select three of them. Then I'll press Ctrl R to rename. Then I'll call it image. Then I'll use this number like this, so it will say image 123, right? Then I'll click on rename, so it will not match again. Then I can switch to prototype and now turn on matching layers again. And like this is looking like a lot to process, but if you watch the video 2 3 4 times, you will understand it and you practice. So now you can see that it's no longer trying to animate the entire screen together again. So the only issue we have is this, and that's because we are using smart animate. I mean the animation of layers. So I think we should just unmark it and not use it, so that we just have a nice smooth animation. So I think that's the best way to go. So I thought it was going to work for this design, but just like I told you, it is a very useful um, feature, but it's not always going to work for a design. But I actually want us to be able to animate this thing. So you understand what I am trying to explain now. So, but let's since we have been able to connect these points, the animation is okay. So now you notice that unlike the first design that we did here, we did not animate things to come into the screen by themselves, like using after delay. We just use a trigger. So I decided to do this different animation, so that you can see the other parts of the animation, not just creating animations um that cannot that needs a timer for it to start. You can also trigger animations by yourself. So for the last thing now, we have to connect this thing. So we want to do this, connect this thing to the back, so that when you click it, it goes back to the previous page. That's the meaning. So we just drag it and connect it to back. So when you play, we can and we drag like this, you can press back and it will take you back, just like that, just like that. So I hope with this you are able to create this, and I expect you to create it on your own and try it out. So if you have any question, let me know. You can drop a comment, or yes, you can just drop a comment. So if you have any question, and that would be okay. So for the one more thing, let's try to put this in a mock-up. So if you want to present your design like this, okay, let's not even use mock-up. Let's just try to create this kind of presentation. So what you do is you click on the frame to open social media. Let's look for dribble shots. Yeah, dribble shot like this. Then we can pick this color. Okay, let's not pick this color. Let's pick a different color. Let's see which color can we pick. Okay, let's just use white for now. Then what I will do is I will select these 3 pages. Then I'll come down to export. Now change it to 2x, then I'll export the 3 layers. So I'm exporting these 3 layers so that I can bring them back. So you can see that is a zip file. Then I'll go to the file. I'll go and extract the zip file. So if you don't want it to export as a zip file, just export it one by one. But for me, I don't mind exporting it as a zip file. That's why I just exported the 3 of them together. So this is it. So I want it to look like an image, not a design, because it will make it to be lighter. Yeah. So I'm going to resize the 3 of them together using the scale tool. I'm going to resize the 3 of them together. Then I'll bring it into the frame. So before I bring it into the frame, let me put it like this. Yes. So I'll select 3 of them, bring it into the frame. So as you can see, it's still bigger than the frame. Let's still make it a bit smaller. Then I'll place it inside the frame. So now let's now change the background. Let's change the background. Let's see if the blue will work. Let's see if the blue will work for the background. Yeah, the blue can work, but we can make it it feels too bright, so we can make it a bit darker like this. Then now you can see that this thing has rounded corner. It's already looking like a phone, but it's just a design. So we can also do that. We select the 3 of them. We give it like 40 pixels rounded corners. 40 pixels rounded corners. Oh, 40 is too much. Let's reduce it. So like, okay, 10. Let's use 16. I feel 16 is okay. Okay, 16 looks too much. Let's use 10. 10 is okay. So now another thing we can do is we can add shadows to this, or we can even arrange it in different ways. Maybe bring this one up, bring this one down, play this one up, something like this. You can play around with different arrangement, different styles of arrangement, or you can even select 3 of them and rotate the angle just like this. You can rotate the angle just like this and use the scale tool to scale it out to make it fit on the page, something like this. This could be a way to present it any way you feel is okay. It is actually up to you. It is up to you. So you can also add shadow. You can add shadow. You can click on the 3, add effect, add drop shadow. So that drop shadow, you can make it black so that it will be visible, just like this. So let's include it, then make it, you can make it a bit blur, not too blur, then bring it back. Yeah, minus, we want it to show there. So let's reduce this. Then yeah, so I don't want to make it blur at all. I just want I just want it to show. That's all. So just like that, you have created like a presentation, and this you can post it on social media. You can use it to share design, and make sure you give credit to the owner of the design, just like I did. The owner of this design is Youssef Ramchi. So you can, if you are copying anybody's design, make sure to give credit to the owner of the design. So that will be all for today. See you in the next video. Thank you.